What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Today we have Bitcoin's price setting at just below $66,000. We also have the S&P opening up just slightly this morning after bouncing off this 495 level and ahead of Tesla's or after Tesla's earnings report that came out yesterday evening. Uh, Tesla is gapped up about 11% um, and jumped as high as 13% in the overnight hours, despite having a drop in revenue. So, what does this mean for the stock market and Bitcoin, gold, and crypto? Well, we'll get into all that here in just a moment. But first, I want to take a look at what we've got going on with Tesla. So if that sounds good to you, be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more, and let's get started. All right, guys. So Tesla had earnings yesterday evening, and they announced a lot of things, a lot of positives for the company and their Tesla ecosystem with these things such as humanoid robots, AI compute, and uh, self-service taxis, as well as an app called Ride Haul. So they've got a lot of interesting ideas and concepts that they are working on, but overall, the sales of EVs have been down due to concerns about charging. And, this is really going to be the big hurdle for EVs, really, is having the infrastructure in place in order to keep these uh, all these electric cars going and having the range that people really want. And so this uh, will definitely take some time, and really EVs overall, Tesla's price has been cut by about 40% since the beginning of the year, and EVs overall just aren't doing that well. Um, what does that mean for the other markets? Well, if we take a look here at the Qs, the Qs have been recovering pretty nicely off this 413 level, bouncing up to 428 this morning. Since we have broken down here, this line right here, setting at 430, will be a key level of resistance for the Qs. And same thing on the SPY. We have this level here at 510 or 5100 on the S&P. Um, so is this going to be a dead cat bounce? That is the question that is on every investor and trader's mind. Well, as you can see here, we still got a bit of room to run before we get to that level, so probably just a couple more days now. The RSIs have come down on the daily time frames and started to reset. Uh, we could come up to this level before heading back down, but we will have to see what happens. If we break through this level, come back down and retest, well, we could be off to all-time highs on the markets. So that is a possibility and something to keep in mind. I tend to believe that we may see a bit more of a correction back down to around this 4,700 to $4,800 range on the S&P. Um, what does that mean for some of these other stocks and crypto? Well, right now we see that Nvidia is down slightly off the open this morning. It was up and tapped this line of resistance here perfectly. Let me get my lines back here on the chart. Bounced right into this previous line of support, now flipped resistance. So I think this is really going to come down to some of these uh, big cap stocks and earnings this week. We still have Meta, it's supposed to be announced this evening, as well as Microsoft and Google this week. So depending on the earnings will probably really determine which direction these markets want to go. Another stock is SMCI, and it had a brutal sell-off on Friday, along with Nvidia, down nearly 20%. Um, this here, actually, I took a trade on this. Um, Normally, I don't like to take these style of trades kind of in unknown circumstances when you see all that fear, but every once in a while, whenever you get a drop like this, I do sometimes take these just because you almost know that it's going to have some kind of recovery after that much sell off. I've done this a couple times with other stocks such as Facebook last year and many others over the years. That's actually worked out pretty well. This is just probably a short-term trade for me to see if we go back up here. As you can see, this still has a little ways to run before it possibly rejects off this line of resistance. Um, so as we get closer to that area, I'll probably take some profits and then maybe I'll keep some on the table because the AI narrative right now is really hot. And if these markets go up, we still have a lot of room to run. Um, So that is one positive for the markets, even though a lot of people are starting to feel more bearish. If you are interested in buying stocks, commodities, or crypto, you can do so over on Robinhood. There is a link down in the description below, and they allow you to get started with investing uh, just $1 and allow you to buy fractional shares. That means if you want to buy something like Nvidia, that's at $900. Well, you can get started with just $1. So again, there is a link down below. But let's move into Bitcoin and where the crypto markets are going, as well as gold. Um, Over here, Mike Alford posted this on X or Twitter. The halving is complete. GBTC outflows at a trickle. We have the Hong Kong ETFs live at the end of April, plus the US wirehouse goes live in May with M2 money supply imminent and tax season selling over. So was a lot of this sell-off just due to people selling assets for taxes? Probably been some of that. I'm sure a lot of it was the hedge fund managers um, having to reallocate capital into other stocks as a lot of these big tech companies have grown so much. But this, nevertheless, seems like a great setup, and a lot of people still aren't even looking at this asset class or hate it. So it seems like the best setup of all time. And really, that is kind of why I did get into Bitcoin and crypto, is because of the limited supply. Um, if we take a look at this chart over here by Captain Fabik, uh, hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right. Shout out to him. He says the BTC bulls once again defended the 60K level support, and now Bitcoin is bouncing back strongly. The bulls need to reclaim the critical 72K resistance level to open up doors for the rally to 100K. And if you take a look at this chart here, um, this actually pretty much kind of, I tend to agree with this a lot. I could see this really happening. I think there's a lot of strength here and resilience shown by Bitcoin despite these market pullbacks, and he has this distribution or accumulation pattern set up here where we've seen Bitcoin's price go up. We're into resistance. We may see a pullback and a couple higher lows and higher highs before one final pullback and taking off. That is a real possibility over the next couple of weeks or couple of months. If we go back to the Bitcoin price, we have a couple things here that I want to show you and take a look at. First off, we have the full moon indicator, which just posted yesterday. And typically, when we get these indicators, we see big pumps to the upside. We know on the monthly heat liquidity map, there is a lot of liquidity right around that $72,000. So it is possible that we go up and retest that zone here sometime very soon. And if that happens and we happen to break above, well, we could then possibly have this upper line of resistance flip into support, and then we take off. Um, I do kind of tend to think that most likely this may take a little while longer to play out. If we do see a bigger pullback in the markets in S&P, well, then I tend to think this may actually come and break down and possibly worst case test that 50 to $52,000 area with a possible wick just below it to fake everyone out. You also have the 200-day EMA moving up, and that will act as resistance as well. So we will just have to see. Really, we could just continue within this range, accumulating, ranging back and forth for the next several weeks or possibly a couple of months. If the Bitcoin price did happen to break out, well, then we probably know that the markets are going to all-time highs and we are in a left translated market, meaning all this happens a lot quicker than any of us anticipated. Uh, and then a big dump after that. But um, long term, I would just be looking to dollar cost average and accumulate every week, every month, or whenever you get your paycheck. Just dollar cost averaging into these markets, I think, is good. I still think there is a lot of upside for these markets uh, over the next 6 to 18 months. Um, but we could see more of a pullback here in the short term. It is definitely possible. Moving on to gold. Gold is down today at 23.18 after showing a few signs of weakness. And this has kind of followed what was led by the Qs. Um, the Qs did have that sell off or broke that upwards parallel channel that we had, and then that led into the other markets, and now gold is starting to do the same. So do we get a bounce here? Well, we may possibly go back up to that 2350 level, but gold is starting to slow down. It's been overbought on the RSI for a little while now, and so it's possible that it bounces up, and if the markets sell off, well, I think gold will too. Um, but I think that if it did come down, it would probably come down to within this range right here of 2150 to $2,200 an ounce. I think that would be a great buy on gold. We know the gold miners lag the gold price as well as silver, and I think that a lot of these metal markets have a lot of room to run. I could see gold going to something like $3,000 an ounce over the next couple of years. we are starting to see a commodity boom. So I see a lot of upside potential here for gold and silver. Moving on to the altcoins. This is the total 3 market cap, which is everything minus Bitcoin and Ethereum. And we have been in this uh, upwards pattern here since October last year, making a series of higher lows and higher highs on the total 3 market cap. And you can see that the RSI has been coming back down and reaching those oversold conditions. Excuse me, guys. um, but yeah, right now the total 3 is cooling down on the RSI, so that is good. It looks like this spot is a really good place to be starting to accumulate if you missed out on this crypto rally so far. Bitcoin will lead the way. And so when Bitcoin breaks to all-time highs, then that will kick off the alt season. It'll probably be just a few weeks behind that. And that is when things get really crazy in these markets. And so there's still a lot of room for a lot of these altcoins to run. I'm definitely very bullish on crypto and these altcoins over the next 6 to 18 months, as a lot of people are. If we did see some big sell-off in the S&P and the broader market, well, some of these could come back down farther, but it would just offer another great opportunity to buy in if you missed out so far. Ethereum setting at 32.45 this morning, and it looks like it wants to move higher. For it to get to where the Bitcoin price is, it had to go up to around this 3480 level, 3500. Then we may see a little bit of selling pressure, but it really depends on what the Bitcoin price does. And as you can see, again, the RSI is coming down off those overbought conditions, just cooling off and accumulating here. I mentioned that I thought this was going to be a really good level to get in on Ethereum. Anywhere around this $3,000 level I thought was great. I was buying down here anywhere below the $3,500 level. Actually start to really build my Ethereum position because once Bitcoin rallies, then people will rotate out of Bitcoin into these altcoins, and they will then get more performance than Bitcoin itself in most cases. We also have Solana sitting at 156 this morning, bouncing off our line of uptrend line here of support. The RSI has come down and is starting to turn back up. So Solana is looking strong. I think this is probably going to be one of the best major altcoins to do really well this season. Solana looks really strong with their lower gas fees. A lot of people are moving over to Solana, and so I could see it doing very well. I could see it continuing to just range in this area here. I should update this chart a little bit. These were some levels I had put in previously based off the previous areas of support and resistance, but really it looks like we're just starting to put in a big range here like we see on Bitcoin and Ethereum between this $130 and $200 level. So it's possible that we see Solana go up if Bitcoin goes up and retest that $200 level and possibly see another pullback before going higher. Um, I don't think that we are going to get much better prices than this on Solana. anywhere below this level. It is possible that it comes back down to around this $100 level, um, but we will have to see what the other markets do. Um, so where are we for the markets? Well, I think right now it's just everyone's kind of waiting to see what happens next. This is why it's always a good idea to have cash on the side in case we do get a bigger pullback and have some dry powder to deploy. Uh, but anywhere in these levels, on a lot of these charts I've shown you, I would be looking to just dollar cost average in, maybe start taking, um, just a portion of your capital and deploying it at strategic levels. That's what I've been doing. Whenever Solana came down here to 130, I was buying more Solana. I was a little bit behind the eight ball on Solana here, um, as I am relatively new to crypto, but I do come from the uh, more traditional markets. That is where I've always invested and traded. And now this is my first true crypto cycle. Um, so I'm just kind of getting into this stuff myself, even though I've held things like uh, Ethereum and some Bitcoin in a Coinbase wallet for uh, several years now. I've never really tried to put larger positions into my portfolio, and that's what I decided to do. With iTrust Capital, they allow you to buy uh, Bitcoin, Ethereum, gold, silver, and a lot of these other cryptos. And that's why I rolled over a portion of my 401k into iTrust Capital. They allow you to buy, sell, and trade gold, silver, and crypto in a tax-free Advantage account. Uh, I should say tax advantage account. That means that you won't be taxed on your gains. A lot of people out here trading on these exchanges just to find out that they're going to be hit with large capital gains taxes after they sell, and leaving them to pay a lot more on taxes and eating up a lot of their profits. That's why I like using an IRA to buy and sell and trade assets. They allow you to do it 24/7 with low cost and no monthly fee. Plus, they have over 3,000 plus 5-star reviews on Google. They have great customer service. Whenever I set up my account over there and had to get in touch with somebody to see what was going on, they had great customer support. I was able to call them up on the phone, so it's not just some automated system. So that was fantastic. They were very helpful in getting everything set up for me. If you are interested, there is a link down below. And also, don't forget to follow me over on X or Twitter at Mind of Financier. I am Mind of the Financier on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And over there, I will be posting any updates I see on the markets, whether it has to do with stocks, commodities, or crypto. Um, I've been an investor and trader for over 20 years, mainly investing, and my style of trading is more swing trading. So I just look to get in on these markets whenever they turn positive and shows signs that they have been oversold. That's where I like to buy spot positions and then take profits later on, and also shorting the markets when they do seem overbought. So anything I see out there, I'll be posting that over here to help you guys become better investors and traders. All right, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Be sure to hit that like button and drop a comment down below. Let me know if there's anything you want me to take a look at. And be sure to subscribe if you want to see more. Happy hump day out there. It is Wednesday, and I hope you all have a great rest of your week. Until next time, guys, take care, be legendary, and have a great day. All right, guys, have a good one.